आपने मौसम बदल दिया.
Oh my God. So you wait for the finale. I can never forget that moment when the legendary Mohammed Rafi gave me a hug and then spoke to my dad, said, your son is very talented. So mine like, gori, 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 kabhi, kabhi, kahi, kahi, chori, chori, jab, jab, ke tum mila karo, pyari, pyari, baade, baade, kiya karo, par yu na milna kisi se kahi. Hamare siva. Khushi, you have to give back to the community that has given you so much. Ye moh moh ke dhage, teri ungaliyon se ja ulje. Okay, and I'm so happy to speak to you, Khushi, and speak to all my fans in Canada.
Hello and good morning, everyone. This is KHUSHI DAVE, and today we have a very, very special episode. Someone who is a prominent figure in the Bollywood music industry, has composed music for more than 400 films, over 1,700 songs, is a 3-time national award winner for the best music director, and my guest today, the living legend, the one and only Anu Malik. Welcome, sir. Your fans in Canada have desperately been waiting to hear from you. How are you?
I'm okay, and I'm so happy to speak to you, Khushi, and speak to all my fans in Canada.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming in today. This is such a surreal moment for me. I've been watching you on TV. I've been listening to your songs. I've watched you as a judge on Indian Idol since I was young. And now that you're sitting in front of me, I'm completely speechless. So before I lose my train of thought, let's jump straight into the interview.
Sure.
So you are a crucial part of the Hindi film industry. You have had back-to-back hit songs sung and composed by you. And it's no surprise you've come this far because of the creativity in your music that's led to evergreen music. So your fans in Canada are curious to know, how was Anu Malik inspired into becoming the Anu Malik, and how you became the legend that you are today?
Well, to answer your question in a nutshell, I mean, if I start talking, it'll take years to tell you how it actually started. But when I was a kid, I was drawn to music. I was hardly, 7.
Right.
Being born in a musical family, I could hear my dad's strains of music on his harmonium, and I got attracted to it. There were times when I used to, I still have that habit. I would just pick up a line written on a newspaper or some word, and just for the heck of it, I would like to see that can I compose a melody on those words.
Right.
So it is something very strange. For example, every human being on this planet has a certain talent, which is God given. And I didn't know that I could do this, but I do remember picking up a few sentences here and there and start humming, putting cues. So my father caught me in this act and said, "What are you doing actually?" I said, "I am composing, I'm singing something." He said, "Okay, I'll
Right.
give you a piece of paper and I'll write some words. Can you do it right now in front of me?" So I said, "Okay," and I hummed a line on his words. And he says, "You know what?" He gave me a big hug and said, "You are my Mozart." I said, "What happened, Dad?" He said, "You're gifted by Saraswati Ma. You can actually write a melody. You can write a melody that comes within you, from you." And my journey started. Dad was facing tough times and financially, and I could see things were not okay. So I started, taking my harmonium and meeting those producers, directors. I was hardly 11 when I started meeting people, and some people used to wonder. I mean, they used to laugh at this little kid. What is he trying to do? But then when I started composing a lot of melodies and I started having it to producers, directors, somebody said, "This boy, comes out with tunes which are very catchy, which we haven't heard before." And one thing led to another, Khushi. And there was this producer who said, "Why don't we have some tunes to me?" I was actually, my exams for masters, I and my wife completed an MA, Masters of Art in entire politics. So one of the producers called me over and said, "Can you hum some melodies to me?" And I hummed certain melodies. And I was hardly 16 when I got my first chance. And that was it. So all of a sudden I was, I had a foothold in the industry. but I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how to meet people. Like today we have uh, the Google, we have technology at such a state where you want to connect with somebody. There are so many platforms where you can showcase your talent today. In those days, we didn't have any platform to showcase our talents. We had to go on knocking on producers. Now, what is a producer? A producer is the one who makes a film. Right. And what is a director? The director is the man who directs the film. And I had to find out who is this director, who is the producer, and it was tough financially when you don't have the infrastructure to meet people. All you had is your harmonium. I used to carry it with me and try to meet people and try to knock on the doors. So when you say if I become the legend, it's been a lot of hard work, and also you are very young, but just to tell the audience that in those days there were some great composers like R.D. Burman and Lakshmikant Pyarelal and Kalyanji Anandji. If you Google these names, they are great, fabulous composers. Mm-hmm. We had great singers like Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle, Mohammed Rafi, Kishore Kumar. And a lot was happening. Now, for a 16-year-old boy like me to process everything was very difficult. Mm-hmm. On one side, I wanted to prove to my family that, Dad, I'll make you proud. Dad, I'll one day the world should know who you are. Actually, the journey started for me trying to prove to my dad that I'm very good, trying to tell the world that I come from a very talented family. And then one thing led to another, and with these great composers around, it was not easy for me to get even a foothold inside the industry, because these guys were doing some great work. But I kept pushing myself. So the thing is, I never gave up. I never stopped believing in myself and my talent. So to summarize this question of yours and the answer that I'm giving is that I believe that I could do it. I believe that I have the melodies. I've been blessed by Saraswati Ma, and I believe that I have a lot to give to the world in terms of my music. I believe that I can compose, I can create, I can hum, I can sing, I can even write words. And this talent is here to be given to the world. It was not for me. It's to make someone out there happy. We live in a world full of strife. We live in a world full of pain, actually. Pleasures are few and in between, but it's a struggle for every human being on planet Earth. It's a struggle. And I said, when a person comes home, that was my thought process at that time. It still is. Someone who hears my melody should be very happy. So I wanted to make songs. Along the interview, you'll come to know what songs I've made. So I started making songs which could make people happy, emotional, and bring a smile on their faces. So I felt God has given me this talent to give back to the world, to make them happy. So when you call me a legend, I wouldn't want to call myself a legend. I still feel that I've got a long way to go before I can even reach that word. After having done more than 403 films, I still feel I'm still growing, still learning. So it's been a journey where there was a lot of struggle, where there was a lot of pain, but I've never felt that, not for one day, that I am in pain. Because in spite of all the hard work, in spite of all the pain, in spite of all the struggle, I've enjoyed this journey. I've loved every bit of it, and I've not complained. I'm grateful to God for the talent.
And Saraswati Ma's blessings are with you. Your father's blessings are with you. And we as the audience truly enjoy that. You still haven't stopped making music. And we enjoy that. You have your new film coming up, Sandeep and Pinky Farrar, starring Parneeti Chopra and Arjun Kapoor.
Yeah, the film got very good reviews, and I composed a number, Parde Pe Aane Ka Mera Hai Desire, which was co-written by me and the director of the film, and composed by me and sung by me. The song was loved by everybody, and that is a YRF film presentation, which is my favorite banner. So it's a great feeling to know that people love the song even today. Recently, I gave Dam Laga Ke Haisha also, which won 3 national awards, the song Momo Ke Dhage. So I want to move with times. I want to move with the younger lot. The younger lot of composers today are fabulous. There are a lot of great, there's a lot of great talent outside in the younger composers and the younger singers. And I want to be a part of this group, of talent. And I just don't want to rest on my laurels that I have created so many songs. I've created so many melodies. That's over and done with. I want to do something which a younger composer can come up to me and says, "Hey sir, I heard your number. I heard your song and I loved it." I think that's a huge compliment.
And even in the past, like a lot of your the music that you created is still being used as a trend. So, for example, the film Bazigar, starring Shah Rukh and Kajol. If you may not know, but the tunes from that song are still being used as a TikTok trend, and the song "Ye Kali Kali Aankhein" went viral. So, how do you create such tunes that still till this day remain fresh?
Khushi, at that time when we were creating something to set a trend. I remember I wanted to create a digitized sound, and Kali Kali Aankhein was born without a proper orchestra. We worked on, in those days, I mean, we didn't have Logic, software like Logic, we didn't have Nuendo, we didn't have Garage, we didn't have Cubase, nothing. So there was this computer and we had this little mouse, and I wanted to have a digitized sound, which would be something which people had not heard, and that worked. And people, they applauded me for that. They said, "You have come out with something new." So the main intention in those days, what still is to come out with a new sound, a new idea, something which makes you sit up and say, "I've not heard this." And for all the songs you mentioned, I always try, whether it's Kali Kali Aankhein or whether it's Chura Ke Dil Mera, or whether it's all those hit numbers of the 90s, had one main intention by Anu Malik was, can I come out with a tune which is very catchy, which is very hummable? Can I come out with a sound which is a little futuristic, which will be played 10 years down the line or 15 years down the line? So today, I'm not surprised if people love the melodies. In fact, it gives me a lot of happiness to know the youngsters want to pick up the song, put it on TikTok, or if they want to remix the numbers. It's a great feeling, except that they better mention it's composed by Anu Malik. That's very important.
And you've had many back-to-back hit films. One of my favorite was the film Main Hoon Na. You even won the Filmfare Best Music Director Award for that. And there was this one scene specifically where Shah Rukh slides in through the hall on his knees for Sushmita Sen, and that marks the beginning of the song. The song was Gori 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 Gori. Unforgettable scene. So how do you coordinate with the star cast, the music and everything, and how does that work?
Okay, so what happens is I was signed by Farah Khan, who directed the film, and she gave me a one-line idea of the script, where she was coming from. This is the script. Now, for me, the script is the king. I need to know what's happening. And then when she told me Shah Rukh is the hero, that was the icing on the cake, because you have a Shah Rukh Khan. See, people like Akshay Kumar, Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Amir Khan do inspire you also, because your song, your creation is in good hands. So I was very happy to know that Shah Rukh is there, because I've had a great relationship with him right from Bazigar to Josh to Main Hoon Na, so many films. But I like the script. I understood the script, and they wanted a party number. And my intention, again, as I told you earlier on in the interview, my intention is always to have a very hummable tune. However the situation is, it's a party number. So I thought this tune just came into my head, and Javed Akhtar Saab then finished writing on those notes of mine, like Gori 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 Kabhi Kabhi Kahi Kahi Chori Chori Jab Jab Ke Tum Mila Karo Yari Yari Baade Baade Kiya Karo Par Yu Na Milna Kisi Se Kahi Hamare Siva Gori 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 Gori. And I sang the song, so Shah Rukh and Farah all loved my voice, and I had some great singers, bunch of singers in the song. And people like the Duratara, Duratara, Papa. It was very playful, very breezy. The song was very breezy, and the whole album was such. Whether it's Tumse Milke Dil Ka Hai Jo Haal Kya Kahe, or Tumhe Jo Maine Dekha, Tumhe Jo Maine Jana, Jo Hosh Tha, Wo To Gaya, Badal Ki Ye Khushbu, Jagane Lagi Jadoo, To Ho Ke Bekabu, Dil Kho Gaya. So I wanted melodies that make your heart beat. I wanted to create a song that could make you feel, wow, this is a tune which I can hum under my breath. And everything fell into place in Main Hoon Na, whether it's the sound production or the singers or the lyric writing and the picturization, and the film was so beautifully made. And it was a big hit, roaring hit.
And that's why, like, still till this day, I remember all of the words, the beat, the everything. And you have composed music for many actors, like you said, Amir, Salman, Amitabh Bachchan, Akshay Kumar. But we saw an interesting experience in the film Welcome Back with John Abraham, who sung on your music alongside Anu Malik, your daughter, who was the voice for Shruti Hassan in the film. So how did you create music for a character like Ajju Bhai, which was sort of like the Bombay style language? And what was his reaction when you told him?
You know, John is a very, very hardworking human being and a very talented person. What I felt was, uh, why not make a song which John would sing? So I got John on board. John said, look, my voice is very wooden. I can't even croak. I said, no, you have some melody in you. And he learned the song. And when these words came to me, time lagai kaiko, aradana banja meri baiko, shadi in Mumbai mein karenge honeymoon Dubai ko. I found these words very catchy. So Anmol came on board when John was there, and I thought of Shruti Hassan. Shruti is a very young, beautiful, talented actor. I said, why not have a voice that suits the persona? So Anmol came on board because I love Anmol's tonal quality. If you noticed all the songs, whether it's Talli Ho Gayi or so she has a certain tone, a certain style. And I wanted that, not because she's my daughter, I wanted a voice that could give me that feel. So the way she sang, time lagai, kaika, are banja, me baiko, the way she typed kaiko and baiko. So, and John also enjoyed singing this song. And John had this attitude because he's playing the role of Ajju Bhai and all that. So time, he moves with the swag. So keeping his swag in mind, I got the song in my head. Like the tune, tam, taram, tam, 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 is the way he moves, taram, tam, taram, taram. So everything fell into place and the song was born, and the song is loved even today.
It is, and it's amazing how like the audience can catch on to the tune so fast. And even Anmol, she is a rising star in the industry. She's not only an amazing singer, but she's also written the book Three Impossible Wishes. So she's an author as well.
Yeah, she is a very, very talented girl, and she's written this book, Three Impossible Wishes. But more than that, it was a great feeling to know that she could do something where I was not involved. You know, and she always strived for that. Music is in her blood. My younger one, Ada, is also a very hardworking girl, but she's completely into fashion. So Anmol has studied at Warwick University in the UK. She's done her computers, media, and business. Ada has done her designing from Parsons, New York. But I think Anmol really impressed me when she went into a different zone only. Writing a book to be released by HarperCollins was a big deal for any father, mother. And she came, once the deal was done, she comes up to me and says, she presented me the book and said, this is written by me. So that impressed me, that she didn't use my help. She didn't ask me for anything. She did this on her own because I have zero knowledge of how to even write a book, leave aside releasing it. You know, so I don't know how she managed to do that, but the book met with a fabulous response with the youngsters, and they loved her writing, they loved the book. So that was great. So I'm very proud of her.
And our best wishes are with her. We really do hope to see more from her. And I think that it's amazing how she can be versatile in two different fields. Like you said,
yeah, that is God's kindness. It's a lot of hard work, Khushi. I can tell you, she doesn't take. She doesn't speak about herself to the world. She doesn't want. She wants the work to speak for herself. I like that attitude of hers. She's been quiet all along, but her work is not speaking for her. And the younger one also says, "Daddy, don't speak about me. Let my fashion designing speak for it. For whatever I do." She designs my clothes. She designs a lot of other clothes. She's done Bombay Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, Jakarta. She's got Indonesia and the Fashion Week there. So it's a great feeling to know that they're standing on their own feet, not using my help or not, it's just, I think, an amazing thing to do. And I think every child today, including you, every young girl, every young boy wants to make it on his or her own terms and conditions, which is the new world which we live in, and I respect this world.
For sure. And I think as the audience, we love that. We see the hard work. We understand the efforts that are being put in. And as the final product comes out, we see that. And also, sir, moving to another point, you spoke about working with lots of different generations. You've composed music for my generation, my parents' generation, and you've worked with many other composers, including legends like you said, Kishore Da, Lata Mangeshkar ji, Mohammad Rafi ji. So just their presence was so important, was such an honor. But you had the chance to create music with them. So could you share a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, it was wonderful because when you meet a person like Lata Mangeshkar or a Kishore Kumar or a Mohammed Rafi, I was hardly 16 or 15 when I recorded 3 numbers with Mr. Mohammed Rafi Saab. And I remember one incident when I had finished the song recording. He put his arm on my shoulder and he gave me a hug. I can never forget that moment when the legendary Mohammed Rafi gave me a hug and then spoke to my dad, said, "Your son is very talented." I think that was a defining moment in my life. And then when Kishore Kumar, we did more than 30, 40 numbers, and he used to, enjoy singing my songs. And he said, "Anu, you have got that melody streak in you, which I love about you, and you're going to go places." These were blessings coming. So how do I feel? It's surreal. It's not even real to know that I really worked with Lata Mangeshkar. Asha Bhosle ji was the lady who sang my first song of my life. When I approached her, she never said no. She's not only a great singer, Asha Bhosle, but she's a great, great human being. She could have said no to me, but she, when you were young and you were not even the Anu, the A of Anu Malik, and she just heard my melody and said, "Okay, I'll sing for you." And so these are legendary people, and there are so many moments, so many situations where I didn't know what I was singing, but they used to correct me. They used to, they pampered me, and I probably feel that has come into me because when I've been chosen as a judge of Indian Idol, I do the same. I've learned from these great maestros to encourage young talent, to encourage whoever, whether it's my daughter or whether it's someone from anywhere. Anyone who's talented should be pampered and encouraged because that is the only process which can make the world flow forward.
And it's that attitude that the audience loves because it's the giving back to the community that we see. And you're very modest.
Khushi, you have to give back to the community that has given you so much. I would not be Anu Malik if not for the love that I received from the producers, the directors, the actors, the legendary singers, the ones that it has been a struggle. I wouldn't say that it's been a cakewalk. It's been a struggle which I respect, a struggle which I thank God for the struggle because if I'm surviving when today is because of the struggle I went through those days. But yes, I wouldn't be here without the lyric writers, the ones who wrote songs for me, without my singers, whether from the 90s singers, if you've heard all those songs of Ek Jaane Hum, Soni Mehwal, which was in the 80s, then Phir Teri Kahani Yaad Aayi. But then when Bazigar came along, and from Bazigar till of course, Dam Laga Ke Aisha, till 2016, I've been composing melodies. I had great singers singing my songs. So I owe a lot to all my singers. I owe a lot to the musicians who played for me. There have been some great musicians. Now, musician means the one who was playing a guitar or the string section where we had live music. So I owe a lot to everyone. So I want to give back to the community. For me, whatever I got, I'm grateful to God that I've got Sony TV as the broadcaster. I've got a platform where I've got a face to my music today. My music has got a face. People know this is Anu Malik, and when I see young singers in front of me who are striving to come up in life, that is the time when I go forward and want to encourage them. I've given chances to so many people. One of the singers from Indian Idol won a national award for Momo Ki Dhage. So it's huge. So I do that. I like to help people. It's something that makes me very happy because I feel these are the people, this is the world, the film industry, the Hindi film industry made me what I am. So I am a big fan of my Hindi film industry, which you call Bollywood. I would call it Hindi film industry. And every actor, right from Mr. Bachchan to Shah Rukh, Salman, Amir to Akshay Kumar to Ayushmann Khurrana to Varun Dhawan, every actor, right from Hema Malini ji, Zeenat Aman, I've given music for all of these great ladies to Kajol, and so many, Urmila Matondkar, to Sushmita Sen, to Shilpa Shetty, right, to Kajol, and right now to Anushka Sharma. You know, I mean, it's surreal, but it's been a journey, and I feel I'm just starting out. When people say you've done it all, I said no. I still feel I'm going to start my music all over again. I get that feeling, and when I get the feeling, I really want to start working all over again.
And as a composer, we see that you're very versatile. You have composed music for films like Munna Bhai MBBS, to Murder, to Ahsoka with Kareena and Shah Rukh, but also patriotic music for the film Border. And you made the song Sande Se Aate Hai. You composed music for that. The way you added emotion to that song brought goosebumps. So how do you add such emotion into a song?
Because Khushi, I want to tell you that I've always believed in the situation. For example, when I was given the film Ahsoka, they had Shah Rukh and Kareena Kapoor, both fabulous actors. Santosh Sivan was the director, and he told me, I want music which I've not heard before. So if you really, really, please do get the time to hear all the songs. You'll come to know where I'm coming from. That's one of my most favorite albums. So well written by Gulzar Saab. Like Raat Ka Nasha Abhi Aankh Se Gaya Nahi Pam Puram Puram Puram. Like Roshni Se Bhare 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 Naina Tere. So all these songs, San Sananana, San Sananana. Now these are great numbers, and I wanted to give melodies which were unheard. And Santosh Sivan inspired me for Fiza. Tu hawa hai, fiza hai, zami ki nahi. Tu ghata hai, to फिर क्यों बरसती नहीं. उड़ती रहती है क्यों पंछियों की तरह. आ मेरे आशियाने में आ. और अक्स आजा गुफाओं में आ. They all transiting. Whether it's Aks, Filhal, Fiza, Mehuna, to the films you just mentioned. People don't mention Janeman in the same breath. Janeman had some great tracks. So how do I do it now when you go to patriotic numbers? I'm a big, big fan of the Indian Army. I feel, also I must tell you, I'm born in India. There's no country for me better than India. I love my country. I love the Indian soldiers. I love the Indian Army, the Navy, the Air Force. When I was given the situation by Mr. J.P. Datta, and he said, I want a song where all these soldiers, when they are at the, when they are actually protecting our motherland, they are in extreme weather condition. It's snowing, and someone is away from the mother, someone is away from the father, someone is away from the wife, someone is away from the children, and all they have in their mind is how to protect the motherland. So they have a family, but they consider the entire country a family, and they protect us. So I wanted to bring that emotion. So Sande Se Aate was born out of emotions. When Mr. Javed Akhtar penned the lyrics first, I wrote the tune on the lyrics. And the melody is hummed even today. Sande se aate hain, hame tadpate hain, jo chitti aati hai, wo pooche jaati hai, कि घर कब आओगे, कि घर कब आओगे, लिखो कब आओगे, कि तुम बिन ये घर सोना सोना है. So this is my emotions for my country.
Yeah.
I've always written a song, always said east to west, India is the best. I mean, I've gone around the world, but to me, when I come back to India, this is home. This is my karma bhumi and my janma bhumi. I am Anu Malik because of my motherland. So I always say Jai Hind. I always say Jai Bharat. And so it depends on the situations.
Yeah.
Whatever situation I'm given by the director, I like Munna Bhai MBBS was an absolute fun film with Rajkumar Hirani, Sanjay Dutt, and Arshad Varsi. So that song became a craze. Emboleto, boleto, boleto, emboleto, master, me master. Are bhi boleto, bendas, Dr. Munna Bhai. MBBS, when I worked with Salman and David Dhawan, I mean, tan 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 tara, jalti hai kya na se baara, to Sajid Nadyadwala and David and Salman wanted something very different. Right. And I gave them Judwa. Oh, she hai building, lift teri ban hai. I sang that song People loved it. So I keep the stars in mind also. Before you ask me this question, if I know it's a Shah Rukh Khan film, I'll give music which suits Shah Rukh Khan. If it's Salman Khan, I keep Salman in mind. If it is an Akshay Kumar, and Saif Ali Khan, I give Saif Imtihan. इस तरह आशिकी का असर छोड़ जाऊंगा और राह में उनसे मुलाकात हो गई. So I had a great relationship with Saif's film music, and then of course with Mansoor Khan I gave you Josh and Akelium. Raja ko Rani se pyar ho gaya. That was Akelium from Amir Khan. And Josh, mere khayalon ki malka. Sara jahan teri chaiya re. That song is a huge hit. Or Hai mera dil chura ke le gaya. Incidentally, Josh has just completed 21 years yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's I keep these actors in mind. I keep my Mansoor Khan or a Rajkumar Hirani or a Sharad Kataria. Now Sharad Kataria is the man who made Dam Laga Ke Aisha. And what a film he made with Ayushmann Khurrana and Sui Dhaga. So my songs of Sui Dhaga are huge hits. Tera chawla ga jaise koi khab laga. And ye moh moh ke dhage teri ungliyon se ja ulje. So I want to be a composer who can give you a Oshi hai milde or Sandesh se aate hain or a song like East or West. India is the best. Yahan ki ladki wah wah. So I can do that kind of songs, and I can do songs like Ye Momo Ke Dhage. Because I believe that you have to be versatile to be in this business, and a producer or a director can really ask you anything.
So there's a lot of things that come into play, like the actor, the emotions, and all of that combined.
Yeah, the script is the main. Script is the king. I do a lot of script reading. Like when I did Dam Laga Ke Aisha, I read the script, I understood the script, and then gave music. Actors are important, very important. For example, when you have a great actor, I think the song, if I've composed 100%, the actor can take it to 1000%. For example, I was lucky and blessed that I had Shah Rukh Khan and Salman and Amir and Akshay Kumar and Saif in the earlier days, who took my songs to a different level. And great heroines like Kareena Kapoor and Urmila Matondkar, Sushmita Sen, earlier on Hema Malini and Yemaji, and now Anushka Sharma, because their face not only adds glamour, but the songs become larger than life when you have such great people performing your songs. So I'm blessed, and I thank Saraswati Ma for that.
And sir, you have so much knowledge about music composing. So if you could give a message to singers and composers in Canada who are going through their struggling period but aspire to become as successful as you, what message would you give to them?
I would say one which I said earlier on in the interview, that never ever give up on your dreams. Never give up when you know that you have something in you to show and give to the world. Don't allow anyone to make you feel less. Always motivate yourself. I have always motivated myself, and I said, not only don't give up, I wouldn't allow anyone to spoil my day or my moment. I just move on. One. Two, you have a lot of platforms today to showcase your talent. In our times, we didn't have YouTube. Today, if you have a song which you've written, you can upload the song on YouTube and someone out there will spot you. I had to really struggle to get one producer, one director. We didn't have this technology. Technology, according to me, is a boon today. It's a boon. It's a gift from the gods. So, any struggling singer out there in Canada, any struggling composer or a struggling writer, if you know you're talented, and if somebody is not listening to you, why? Just don't worry. Just record something. Register that, which is your, with any society that you can register your song, that this is my particular number, which I've written, and then upload it. And somebody out there, producer, and if the song is good, somebody out there recognizes your talent, they call you over and it's, your life starts. So basically keep on working towards your dream, never ever give up, and believe in yourself. Completely believe in yourself that you can do it. That's what I do all the time.
Thank you so much, sir. This is so meaningful, especially during a time of pandemic where a lot of singers and composers are struggling.
Before we sign off, First of all, I would like to thank you for having me over, allowing me to speak my heart out to you and to the people of Canada. We are going through tough times all over the whole world due to the pandemic. And again, let's all believe that we can get through this and come out winners. And also, please help every person who needs your help. Never let anyone who knocks on your door go away empty-handed, because that's what God wants us to do, to help people. I salute the frontline workers all over the world, all the doctors, all the nurses, all the people who are helping our lives move, So let's all help each other and never ever shy away from helping any member of the community who needs your help and he wants you to come forward and do the needful.
And that's so important, especially during this time. That attitude is what will bring us out of this situation, right? So
and don't forget to wear your mask. Don't forget to wash your hands all the time. And don't forget that social distancing is still a must.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. We are eagerly waiting for you to come to Canada. And I have to say,
I am looking forward. I really want to come to Canada. I love, by the way, before sign up, I love Toronto. I love the Maple Leafs, the ice hockey team. And my favorite street in Toronto is the Yonge Street. I love it. It's so large, it never ends. And I've been to Vancouver also. And I believe it's such a beautiful country. So to everyone in Canada, love you all. A big namaste. A big warm hello to all of you all. And stay blessed, all of you all.
Thank you so much, sir. You have no idea how much this means to us. We have been waiting so long to hear from you. And I have to say, it's not easy to change the weather in Canada, but aapne mausam badal diya.
Oh my God. So you wait for the finale. The Indian Idol 12 season is really heating up. People are loving the show and thank you. हमारे singers ने Indian Idol 12 के singers ने मौसम बदल दिया.
Thank you so much, sir. We're waiting for you to come to Canada. Thank you.
I'm yearning with my family. I would love to visit that great country. Thank you.
Thank you.